Has anyone ever doubted you? Told you your dreams were impossible? That you couldn't do something? Maybe you even doubted yourself? I get it. When I was younger, I was called a dreamer because I had some pretty lofty goals, and one of them was to move to Los Angeles to become a professional actor. My friends laughed at me when I told them I wanted to be in movies. They said it would never happen. But what they didn't understand is that as a competitive athlete and a martial artist, I learned a few things about focus. Like to focus on what I thought was possible for me, not on what someone else thought was impossible. And that's me. I played Bobby Brown in the original Karate Kid, the good bad guy of the Cobra Kai gang. And today, I play the same character on the hit Netflix series, Cobra Kai, only now Bobby's evolved into a pastor. Pastor Bobby. He went from bad boy to Bible boy. And I know exactly what you're thinking. Where did all that hair go? Yeah, I know. Me too. But let's not lose our focus. Because what I want you to know is that your dreams matter and your talent matters. But focus is what will set you apart. My sensei used to say, focus on what you want, not on what you don't want, because what you focus on grows. And dojo wisdom like that changed my life. So much so, I became a sensei myself. I've earned a 6th-degree black belt, became a world champion, and a team trainer for the United States Sports Jiu-Jitsu team. And in this journey, I've learned a lot, not only about the power of focus, but the cost of losing it. Like the time I was 17, testing to get my 2nd-degree black belt. And one night, my sensei makes me spar with every student in the dojo, all ranks and all sizes. But there was one match I'll never forget. It was with a white belt, a beginner. And so in jiu-jitsu, we have a Japanese word used to start a sparring match, hajime. It means begin. And a sensei will stand between two fighters and say it just like this, hajime. So this white belt and I face each other, bow, assume our fighting stances, and just as my sensei yells hajime, someone comes through the front door of the dojo. And not just anyone. It was a girl I invited because I wanted to impress her with my skills. You know. Something like that. But what do you think happened when I turned to look at her? This is called a ridge hand. And the white belt hit me with a ridge hand to my face, dropped me, bloodied my nose, and totally embarrassed me in front of her. I lost focus, and I paid the price. But afterwards, do you know what my sensei said to me? He said, you disrespected the moment. Ouch. You know, my nose stopped bleeding, but that lesson never went away. Focus is a form of respect. When you give something your full attention, you honor it by showing that it matters. Focus is also your superpower, but I'm here to tell you, distractions will steal it from you if you let them. I'm living proof that if you can dream it, you can do it if you master the skill of focus. There's no difference between you and me, except for one thing. This thing. Yep. Back in my day, cell phones didn't exist. No TikTok, no YouTube, no social media. But nowadays, it's like this thing is calling on us. See what I did there? This thing is calling on us to look away from what actually matters and look at it instead. In fact, research shows that the average person taps, clicks, or swipes this thing 2,600 times a day. That's not attention. That's more like addiction. It reminds me of why some of my toughest sparring matches have been with my 11-year-old daughter to get her to turn off her iPad. Parents, you know. We're living in a world engineered to hijack our focus on purpose. Nowadays, we're all sparring with modern life. But the thing is, life can hit harder than any white belt. I've had some wins in my life. It's true. But many more losses. Losses in competitions, losses in friendships and people, losses in Hollywood. Like the time I was up for a big, major TV show. Big audition. And the night before, life hit me with a ridge hand of its own. Mind you, I was focused and I was prepared. But life hits me with this ridge hand, and I lost it. Emotionally, I was truly hurting. And I didn't know how to deal with it. But I showed up to the audition, physically. But mentally, I wasn't there. And I blew it. During that time, the losses kept piling up. And I started to doubt myself. And remember, what we focus on grows. I was focused on my doubts. Until one day, my agent calls me in, and he said, I don't know who you are anymore. And I don't think you do either. He said I'd lost focus, and he dropped me from the agency. I felt like a failure. Life will knock you down, but that's not what matters. Getting back up does. And to do that, you need the skill of focus so that you can refocus onto what truly matters. Let me ask you a question. With all the distractions out there, what are you making most important? Because that's what your mind will focus on. And who are you making most important? Because here's the truth most people can't see. Focus isn't just a form of respect. It's a form of self-respect. It's not just about getting things done. It's about honoring what matters most to you, protecting your time and your goals and your future. That's respecting yourself. And it's not that we can't focus. In fact, we're quite good at focusing on stuff that doesn't matter. Did you know that the average person, youth or adult, watches 7 hours of screen time per day? And then they turn around and complain that they don't have enough time? What? See, that's not just time, though. That's potential. Your future's hidden in that time. Reclaim just half of it, and that's 24 and a half hours a week you can use to learn, train, build, create, explore, or just breathe. We don't have a time problem. We have a focus problem. And if we have a focus problem, maybe we have a self-respect problem. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not here to bash technology. I think it's amazing, super useful. 2 of my favorite words are Google it. I say use technology, absolutely. Just don't let technology use you. And don't let it use up your time. And we have to be intentional too, right? Because balance matters. I mean, entertainment, fun, socializing, relaxing, all are super important, but like I said, we have to be intentional. And maybe you already are. Maybe you have some great strategies, like turning off notifications, turning on Do Not Disturb when you're studying, or just putting your phone out of sight from time to time. Great strategies. But what about actually training your brain to focus? Here's a sensei level practice that I use that, as simple as it seems, can actually make a huge difference for you. I call it lose your mind and come to your senses. Here's how you do it. 3 times a day, 2 minutes each, sit or stand still. Close your eyes. Then open your eyes. Then find 2 colors in 2 different objects. Then close your eyes again. Listen for 2 sounds, the furthest and the closest. Maybe the sound of the air conditioner or your own breath. Feel 2 sensations like your shirt or the temperature in the room. Then take 3 slow, deep breaths in through the nose for the count of 4. Hold Out through the mouth for the count of 6. And that's it. Open your eyes. Total game changer, because it's a total brain changer. A mental reset 3 times a day. In my book on life lessons, I write about this scene from The Karate Kid. Here, Mr. Miyagi teaches Daniel how to punch with power. He tells him to focus, to put his whole mind and his whole body inside of 1 inch. Here, focus power, 1 inch, your target, and make a driver punch. Guys, that's a powerful metaphor for life. When you can command your focus and place all of your mental and physical energy directly on your goals, you will hit your future with full power. You'll be unstoppable. And you know what you won't be? A statistic, like this one. It's estimated that by the age of 21, the average person will have consumed 10,000 hours of screen-based entertainment. Now that's the same 10,000 hours Malcolm Gladwell says is needed to master a skill. See, distractions aren't harmless. They're expensive. They can cost you your dreams. So here's what the sensei in me wants to leave you with. Make it a habit of putting all of your power into the moments of your life, the inches that build the future life you want. Because it's the small but effective punches that will lead to a knockout. Your future stands in front of you. Are you ready to hit it hard? Are you ready to win your life? Good, because you won't win it with luck. You'll win it by being fierce and focused. So I have just one thing left to say. Hajime!